This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, what up? Happy Wednesday. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle. It is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Coming up today in the Major Mortgage Man Cave, we are, Nicole, you're welcome. We got our Bengal tennis shirt. Is it this camera? Yeah, there you go. Our Bengal tennis shirt right there. Thanks to Nicole for that. But coming up in the Major Mortgage Man Cave today, we're going to talk some football. Speaking of the Bengals, head coach of the football team, Scott Evans, will join us and talk about he'll preview the upcoming season. Also, we're going to talk rodeo with Ryan and Darcy Mapston, the new rodeo coaches at the University of Providence. And why are they the coaches? What's their plan? And just talk about them and their plans for the Argos. It's going to be fun. Let's see. You can watch on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com, and so much more. Go to JasonWalkerShow.com. You can email Jason at JasonWalkerShow.com. You can tweet us at JWalkerSports. You can get a hold of us via the text or the call at 406-209-1267. So there you go. All right, let's get started with some golf news. Cade McDonough from Sentinel, sophomore, won the Missoula Invitational that wrapped up yesterday at Canyon River in East Missoula, which is a great golf course. Got a chance to play it a couple of weeks ago. Wow, super fun. Super, super fun. McDonough won state as a freshman, and he's 15 and just won the Missoula Invitational. He went 71 at Larchmont Monday and then a 68 at Canyon River. So that's pretty good. Sentinel won as a team. Glacier second by 23. And on the girls' side, defending state A champ Macy Greenwood won it. She went 77 and 72, and she gets the victory. Glacier won the team title. Capital was second by 2 strokes back, the girls, which is a very nice showing. So, pretty cool. So that's some golf, if you are so into high school golf. We've got high school football starting back tomorrow night. Is it Butte and Bozeman, or Butte and Great Falls High playing? I mean, we're here, folks. Football season is here. Along with soccer, cross country, volleyball, everything else. But yeah, football season is upon us. You got the high schools this week. You get college this weekend as well. In the Frontier, Cats and Grizz open up in 10 days? Man. It's going to get busy now for folks. Speaking of Providence, which we did yesterday, their volleyball team, the Argos, ranked number 10 in the NAI Women's Volleyball Coaches Poll. The first time in the top 10, which is really cool. Argos are 4-0. They started preseason 14th. They went 4-0 last week, the Big Sky Challenge in Butte. They got a win over Grandview and Eastern Oregon, both who were at the time top 10 8 and 6. Now the Argos at 10, and Eastern Oregon and Grandview are behind them. Argos heading off to Omaha for a 4-game tournament in a couple of weeks. They'll play 7th-ranked Concordia out of Nebraska, and then they'll go to Arizona. Let's see here. Montana Tech came in at 17. Rocky cracks the poll at 25. Carroll receiving votes. Frontier volleyball is really, really good. And I think people forget how good it is. You've got great coaches in the Frontier Conference volleyball. You've got longevity, which helps, and just fantastic freaking players. So good. So congrats to the Providence volleyball team, cracking into the top 10. You've got 3 Frontier teams ranked. You also have some Frontier teams ranked in a poll that I vote on. It's called the NAIA F-ball, football, at NAIA F-ball on the Twitter. But our preseason top 25 in the NAIA has Lindsey Wilson at number 1, Morningside 2, Northwestern 3, Grandview 4, Kaiser 5. Kaiser, Florida, has made a rise in the last 3 years that I don't think anybody would have ever expected. The highest-ranked Frontier Conference team is the College of Idaho at 15th. And tied for 21st is Eastern Oregon. Now, Eastern Oregon was picked by the coaches to win the Frontier. But you've got Eastern Oregon, College of Idaho ranked in our top 25. That is the NAI football Twitter poll that we put out each and every week. We've been doing this for a few years now. So that's our preseason top 25. You can weigh in on that at Walker Sports on the Twitter. You can Facebook, email, whatever you want. You can call in. Who's going to win the Frontier this year? Who do you think? It's interesting. It's going to be a good battle, I believe, in the Frontier. And, I'd put College of Idaho right there. I'd put Eastern Oregon. In fact, I had Eastern Oregon ranked ahead of College of Idaho, as did the coaches. I think Montana Tech's going to be really, really good. I think Western's going to be really, really good. In fact, we'll talk to Western coach Ryan Norse tomorrow on the program. Norse and his Western Bulldogs will open up at home on Saturday, taking on Carroll College, who I have 5th in my poll. And then you've got Rocky and Northern are my other 2. But I think Northern's going to make some noise this year. I think Northern is a better football team. And I think Northern, if things go right early in the season, I think Northern could win a few football games this year. If they can get a win or 2 early, Northern could finish middle of the pack. I firmly believe that. Got a hell of a coach in Andrew Rowland. You got a great legend on the defensive side, Mike Van Diest. Let's not forget he's up there. So you can weigh in anytime. What's your choice for who wins the Frontier? You can let me know before tomorrow even. And also tomorrow we'll have predictions for the first time. I will tell you who wins weekend games. We'll pick 5 or 6 for the weekend. And then I'll tell you who I think is going to win the AA and who I think will win the Frontier, and maybe even we'll save the Big Sky for the next week. But our first round of predictions is coming up tomorrow. Also tomorrow, like I said, Coach Ryan Norse from Western, Lizzie Klinker will join us, the Fairfield, Great Falls High, Idaho standout, Utah State as well. She's moving over to Germany next week to play basketball with Mackenzie Johnston. So we'll talk to Lizzie tomorrow here on the show. Also got Scott Evans coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Well, actually about 20 or so. Maybe less than that. I don't know, 15. But when we return here on the Jason Walker Show, we are going to chat rodeo with the Mapstons, legends in the state of Montana, Ryan and Darcy Mapston, the new rodeo coaches at Providence. Join us next here on the Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center on Euclid in Helena. Coming right back with the Mapstons next.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark Laro Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklarophotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklarophotography.com.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Hanging out today in a Major Mortgage Man Cave on a beautiful Wednesday. Got out and did 18 this morning. Got league tonight. Be playing tournament this weekend. We'll be playing Pro-Am next Monday. My birthday, by the way. Monday, August 30th, my birthday. Up at Meadowlark. Back next Tuesday. So. Still to come, we're going to talk some football with Helena High head coach Scott Evans. But we also have On This Day in History coming up in the walk-off, too. But last week, they named the new rodeo coaches at the University of Providence, replacing Sylvan Lacrosse. And it is legends in the state of Montana. Ryan and Darcy Mapston, each some circuit finals champions in the state of Montana. And Ryan's been to the NFR, the national finals. And great family. A rodeo family. And they're going to do wonders at Providence. And to join us to talk about it now are the Mapstons, Ryan and Darcy, on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Well, first off, how you guys doing? How's the summer been?
Oh, it's busy. You know, we've been going to a few rodeos with the kids, and what little hay we got, we put that up. But it's been hot and dry, like everywhere.
It has, and you mentioned the hay. Let me hit on that real quick, because a lot of farmers and ranchers across the state and across the country have lost a lot because of the conditions. How much has it affected you guys?
Well, we didn't get much hay put up, so we're going to do alternative. We put together some straw, and we're going to do some liquid feed.
Gotcha. Talking with Ryan and Darcy Mapston here, Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. The new rodeo coaches at the University of Providence, which is really cool. Darcy, why? Let me ask you that. Why now?
Well, actually, they came to Ryan and asked if he'd be, willing to coach for the college. And at first we didn't think we could do it because of our kids being in the high school and junior high rodeos right now. We're pretty busy with that. And then they were having trouble finding somebody. And so we decided that maybe we could help them out.
It's definitely a good thing, and they've got a pretty good program there, Ryan. With that Dick Lyman started, and Sylvan, the fill-in for a couple of years. But what was the conversation like when they first came to you?
Well, they like Darcy said, they asked if we could do it, and they're in a bit of a rebuilding. It didn't sound like they were going to be able to have the program, and then now they have decided to commit to the program, and we felt like it's something that we could definitely help the kids with, and so we decided to step in.
Talking on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline with the new rodeo coaches at the University of Providence, Ryan and Darcy Mapston. Was it something you guys decided we have to do this together, or how did this work out?
Well, they asked initially if I would be interested in the job, and I thought at the time that they probably had more women on the team than men, so I suggested that they hire Darcy. And then with that also, as Darcy said, with our kids we wouldn't have time, and then they got back with us, and they wanted both of us to come along, and I think it'll be a really good deal for the girls. Darcy has a lot of experience, especially in the barrel racing, and then her time in college, and with the rough stock end I can help. So they decided to make it a joint effort, and we thought that sounded good to us.
Darcy, do you ever considered coaching in the past, or was this, aside from your own kids obviously, or was this something cool that you're like, I gotta hop on this because this is fun?
Well, it is fun. I've helped girls for years that come and ask me for help. But no, I never, I guess, really considered coaching for the college before.
It's definitely a different thing. There's no question about that. But like Ryan mentioned, you've got a ton of experience. How will that help? How do you coach on that side of the arena?
Well, a lot of barrel racing is horsemanship, taking care of your horse and riding it well, getting it working well, which I pretty much do that every day at home. So that comes super natural for me. And then I was a goat tire in college, high school and college. So I really love goat tying, and breakaway I also did in high school and college. And now our daughter's a breakaway roper and goat tire. So we do it all the time, and it's just a lot of practice. Practice is where you get better, and just have lots of practice and you get better.
Talking with Ryan and Darcy Mapston. Ryan, same question to you. You've had a lot of experience. You both have, great experience, especially on the Montana circuit. You know the state. You know these rodeos these kids are going to be going to, and you know a lot of the other, coaches across the Big Sky region. But how will you teach the rough stock events?
Well, I guess in the past I've done rodeo schools that were specifically for bronc riding, and so that's where my value is going to be, is in coaching the bronc riders, and a lot of the bareback riding stuff. A lot of it crosses over with how to act around a horse, especially young horses that are green, and how to get your saddle set on the horse, how you do your shoot procedure, and being around horses. That stuff's going to be in the bareback riding and the bronc riding, and so the bull riding, I'm not a bull rider. So I'm not going to have as much expertise on that. I did get on a few when I was younger, but not to where I could, say I was much of a bull rider. But what we do bring to the table where we don't have the expertise is we've got so many contacts, old friends that are experts in these events that we're not experts in. So we're going to pull on that pretty hard to make sure that the kids at the college they're going to get to be in front of some really terrific instruction. So that's going to be what we're going to focus on.
Ryan and Darcy Mapston joining us from the home ranch, it sounds like. And, man, what a beautiful view behind you. You guys couldn't pick a better view for this interview. Great job on that. I think you've got that part nailed already. All right, so on that, the teaching and obviously the contacts, you've been in the rodeo industry for forever. It's a family. Obviously, people are maybe chomping at the bit, or are they chomping at the bit to come and help you guys?
It's brand new, so we're just getting acquainted with the administration, the kids, the process, and so we're kind of learning the ropes right now ourselves as far as the positions that we're going to be holding, what the requirements and everything is about that. So it's brand new, really, and we've had a lot of support so far, and I don't doubt that it's going to continue.
You mentioned a couple of times with the kids traveling in junior high and high school rodeos. Will you both be able to attend? Because the high school stuff goes in the fall and the spring too, just like the Big Sky region. So how's that going to work family-wise?
Well, we're going to try to go with our kids. So we told them when we took the job that actually our kids are going to have to come first. And Riley, our son, is a junior, so we only have 2 more years in high school rodeo with him. And like the schedule this fall, it looks like we can make 2 of the college rodeos, and then the other 2 we're going to find somebody to go with our college kids and help them, get to the rodeos and be safe. Sometimes colleges will send, their kids by themselves to the college rodeos, and we don't really want to do that. So we're going to have somebody along with them to help if something comes up, and then video. And so then when we get home, we can go over their videos, see what we need to work on, and go from there.
When you're teaching goat tying, at what point do you say, okay, now jump off the horse?
Halfway down the arena.
Yeah, it's and goat tying is so awesome because I don't know if you've watched it, but like they are going full speed and they just step off and they're running. So it's a timing thing. You have to decide how far you want to run to the goat, and these young girls, they're just they have so much courage and they're tough. And you start out slow. I mean, you don't start out going 100 miles an hour, but, if you start off slow, loping down the arena, stepping off, then you add a little speed, and then you add a little speed, and pretty soon you're running and stepping off, and you're flying to the goat.
All right, let me ask you, since I have you both, who's taken a harder fall in the dirt? Jumping off a goat or on the Bronx?
Bronx.
Probably the Bronx.
Yeah, by far. Yeah. Although there are some really good goat wrecks. So at the high school rodeos, you see a few that they hurt. But bronc riding by far it's way tougher. Yeah.
Ryan, you said, so who are you going to bring in to help with bulls since you're not a bull rider?
I don't know yet, is the honest answer. So, I'm going to have to ponder that a little bit, and we'll get somebody in that can do the job. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
No, there's a lot of people around, but it's such a great, like I said, Coach Lyman did such a great job getting this program started. And tell me about the team that's coming back. I'm sure you've already looked at these boys and girls, basically guys and ladies now, but you know them. I mean, you've seen a lot of them in high school events, or maybe some coming from out of state. But what do you know about the returning roster?
We've got the team has been cut pretty short here with last year's stuff, and so they're wanting to rebuild it. And there's a handful of kids that are coming back. That there's a couple boys that both ride bulls, and one of them rides broncs. The one of them doesn't know he's going to ride broncs yet, but we're going to try to get him going in the bronc riding too. So, and then there's a couple of girls that are going three girls that are going to be doing the girls events, and so they look like they're pretty eager and they want to get something done, and so that's our goal. We want to make sure that they can be as competitive in this region as anybody.
It is a tough region. The Big Sky region, in my opinion, is the best in the nation. I mean, when you talk about MSU and Western, just those two alone, but you throw in Northwest in there, you throw in, the University of Montana, Northern, even Providence. There's some really, Miles City and Dawson too. Some great talent in this region. How does the Argos plan to compete in future years once you get a full roster?
Well, I think we're going to compete very well, actually. We feel like Darcy said, the gains are made in the practice pen, and so our practices are going to be, we're going to make good use of the time. We're going to have great practice, and we're going to just continue to help these kids to, they're going to get as good as they set their goals to, and so we want to make sure they set high goals and be very competitive. So we're going to do everything we can to help them along.
Well, we'll do whatever we can here at the show too, because we love rodeo. We talk about it almost every day here on the Jason Walker Show, and from college to high school to the pros and everything in between. It's a lot of fun. But I don't know if you knew this, but they renamed the Last Chance Stampede Fairgrounds. They named it Cool Alley Arena. Did you ever get on Cool Alley?
Yeah, I did. That was one of my favorite all-time horses.
That's cool.
She's an amazing horse. I didn't realize they'd renamed that, but that's very cool.
Yeah, they did it this
year. I had her in San Antonio. I had her in Calgary Stampede. And amazing horse.
Yeah, definitely. Favorite ride on her?
I've set the arena record in San Antonio, Texas on her. I won the round on her in Calgary. Those were both pretty memorable rides.
I definitely remember those. Hey, it's been a pleasure talking with you guys. And like I said, if there's anything we can do to help out with the Providence Rodeo team, we're all in too. So love those guys up there, Doug Hashley and Dave Gant and all those folks, Sarge and everybody. So
yeah, they're great up there at the administration. They're just doing everything they can to support us, and we appreciate it so much.
Well, we appreciate you guys joining us and taking over this program so it can continue its growth. But congratulations, good luck, and reach out if you need us.
Thank you very much.
That's Ryan and Darcy Mapston joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Oh, hey, how you doing? Speaking of, hold on, this is cool. I got to grab this. This just came in. I just got it today. Check this out. Speaking of Cool Alley Arena, this will be hanging now in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. That was from this year. They started selling it this year at the Last Chance Stampede, but we got one to hang up here in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. So that is a picture from a local artist. I can't remember the name right now, but that's pretty damn cool. So, is it Nick Lattis did it? But that is Cool Alley and Billy Etbauer, one of his 93-point rides at the National Finals Rodeo. So, Cool Alley Arena. So, we'll get that hung up here in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Now that we got stuff all over the place. When we come back, we will chat some football. How's that? Helena High football coach Scott Evans will join us. The Bengals open up the season on Friday night at home, taking on the Hawks of Bozeman. And we'll find out what to expect. When we return here, Jason Walker Show, this segment was brought to you by our friends at Ruckers Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Ruckers Furniture. 1010 Dearborn, Helena. Scott Evans coming up next.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Ruckers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Ruckers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark Laro Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklarophotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklarophotography.com.
More of the Jason Walker Show coming up.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back. Final segment on a Wednesday. Jason Walker Show in the presented by Capital Collision Center in the Major Mortgage Man Cave. You see that CSI is rebooting another CSI? This time it's called CSI Vegas. William Peterson, Gil Grissom is coming back. So that's kind of cool. But it's literally just CSI. But now it's CSI Vegas, but it's still CSI. I didn't watch like NCIS or no, not NCIS. CSI Miami. New York was terrible. Didn't they try another one too? I think. I don't know. CSI the original was the best, like the first 9 years. By the way, Helena High is on the road at Great Falls High this Friday night. I got so many schedules floating through my head right now. No excuse. Be better. Dan Patrick would say every day is the Super Bowl. Speaking of, none of these kids are going to play in the Super Bowl this year, but maybe down the road in the AA. And to chat about the AA and his team, the Helena High head coach, his name is Scott Evans, and he joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show. Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline.
All right, Coach. Well, how was the summer? Let's start there.
No, it was awesome. I mean, it was kind of nice to have a little sense of normalcy around here. Of course, you're a new normal, I guess I'd say, but it was good out here. We had a great workout. The kids did a good job and had a good participation numbers, and the kids got after it. And I think they wanted to do things just as much as I did, so it was easy to get them going.
Yeah, but did you take some time away from football this summer and like just hang out and be a normal dude?
Oh, I was a normal dude. I got to go. My wife and I've got a nice little place over Coeur Lane now, and we have some land over there, so I get to play logger and sawyer and go chop down trees with a chainsaw and do things like that. So I enjoy the heck out of that. Get to go enjoy some time on a pontoon boat and play with the kids a little bit. So, no, I had a good time.
Well, my wife and I just got some property up at Sealy, and we need to clear everything. So I'll be enlisting you for some help in the next couple summers, I think.
I'll tell you what, there's not much more satisfactory and therapeutic than a chainsaw getting lit up for a little bit. That's a good time.
There you go. We're talking with Scott Evans, the Helena High football coach here. Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. You guys had your scrimmage. You got 2 days out of the way. You got camp started, all that fun stuff. And take me through the scrimmage. What did you like? What did you not like?
I liked our younger kids. Our guys that we know played a lot of football games. That scrimmage never really gets to show the whole details of what those guys can do. But I love some of our younger guys, the Keller Woodlands of the world, the R.J. Goulon, guys like that. For guys that we are looking at from a varsity perspective that got some playing time and they got to shine through. And I love what Carter Kraft did as a backup quarterback for us. So I feel like we're walking in a season in a situation where we have some solid backups, and that's what that scrimmage kind of shows us more than anything else. Now, if we were in a veteran squad, that scrimmage would have to show us a lot more. But with having so many starters returning, we're in a situation where we kind of know who's viable on Friday night, and now we need to know who those other guys are going to be. So I love their scrimmage. I like to hustle more than anything from some of our younger guys.
How's practice going? Because it's different now because, well, you haven't really had it yet, but you go into a game week preparation now.
Yeah, it's changed. You go from 2 days from last week and, basically football to now kind of a regularly scheduled time period where you're going to start taking into consideration the school aspect for the kids and our scheduling for a game. So we're on regular season schedule right now. So today's kind of an adaptation for our kids as well. So they're getting here at different times, and so you're juggling teenage boys. So sometimes they can't figure out what a schedule is. So we're doing a little bit of scheduling today for them and helping them out, but we'll be on track pretty well by. I think they get kind of the whole gist of everything by tomorrow.
You mentioned, you got a veteran squad, and let's start on that offensive side with Caden Hewitt. I mean, the kid he's all everything, and what a great kid, committed to the Grizz, which, I guess he's just a good kid now instead of a great kid, but being a Bobcat fan. But he's got that situation out of the way. You've got a few of your guys that have that college situation figured out. Now they can just play football this fall, and they don't have to worry about anything. How much of a stress reliever is that for them, do you think?
I think it's a big relief. I even know from a personal basis, my own son Marcus and Caden, we've had long talks about it, and even some of our other guys, Forrest and Josh and some of these kids, their recruiting's hectic. It becomes a full-time job in its own right. And so they get, they're inundated, and it's not because the college coaches want them, so they're going to get a lot of information, a lot of things thrown at them during the season. And I think making that early decision for those kids, they get in a situation where they can relax a little bit and understand that they have a next step. And I think that's a very calming thing for them, and they can get their focus on the next stage of their life, play football for us. So I love that they did it, and I think they make good choices for themselves and for their team. And I think both of them kind of got a little relief, and I think some of our other guys are still kind of stressed a little bit by it because it's always there. It's always something down the road. So the early commit thing, I'm more in favor of it than any other time now, just because there's so much recruiting going on and so much part of their life that the kids don't get a break from it sometimes.
Talking with Scott Evans, the Helena High Bengal football coach, about the upcoming season, which starts on Friday night at Great Falls High. We'll talk about that game here in a second. But going back to Caden, and everybody needs to get better in between seasons. What did he do better to be a better quarterback this fall for the Bengals?
I think it's learning the game. I think he's gotten a point where he is so athletic and he has great arm and he has all the tools you want as a quarterback. Now it's just understanding the game a little bit more and sometimes not trying to make the big play, but just make the play that gets the drive going. And that's that aspect that sometimes you just don't have to be a superhero, you just be a hero. And I think that's one of the things we kind of work on with him is taking that mental aspect to a little higher plane. And sometimes that dump off route is just as important as that deep ball he throws. So I think management of the game is one of the things he worked on in the offseason. And that's what we see as a coaching staff. You start to take some of those throws that he would have taken as a sophomore and a junior. Now he's taking that dump off route to a running back and some of the other guys. So he's handling the game better. It's slowed down for him quite a bit.
You mentioned stay on the offense, and I saw in the after the scrimmage, you guys are going to play a lot of two-way guys, and that includes guys like Josh and Forrest Suero, having to play on that O-line too. But that you said that if you want to be good, that's what you got to do nowadays.
Yeah, it's evident that you'd love to say that all your kids are a Forrest Suero and a Josh Goldman, but they're not. I mean, those are two incredible football players, and we need them on both sides of football. And sometimes their 80% is better than most people's 100%. So we got to kind of look at that way. Now we have to do a good job of managing their time. So when they get a chance to get a break, we give them as much breaks as we possibly can. So they're better in the fourth quarter. But they're the caliber of athlete of some of these guys is they're higher level. They played a lot of downs and they can handle the scrutiny and they can handle the pressure of playing both sides. So we can't take them off the field because they just give us an advantage over other teams.
Well, let me ask you this, with guys like Forrest and Josh and the other two-way players, whether it's on your team or around the state, where do you want them at their best in the fourth quarter? On that O-line or on that D-line or on the defensive side of the ball? Because we know how important both positions are in the trenches.
Yeah, the nice thing about it is I know for our standpoint here, we got a good crew of D-linemen as well as some quality backups in the O-line as well. So we have to take those reps, and it's a game management system. So I can't really say that in the fourth quarter, I mean, we might have a different package in defensively that we may not need a Josh Goldman, so we can put in a rush situation. But, if we're in a heavy run time, we're going to need a Josh Goldman in there. And there's that time, I guess, the old saying is you got to kind of nut it up sometimes. And those guys in the fourth quarter, they're going to have to do that. And we're going to hopefully give them enough rest in the second and third quarters to get them in a situation where they can play that full fourth quarter on both sides of the ball, and hopefully that'll work out for us. And once again, it's a game-by-game choice, so I don't really know when the best time for offense and when the best time for defense until we get that crucial moment. Then we're going to have to step up as coaches, and some of those guys have to step up a little bit higher as players as well.
Of course, you'd like to be up like 45-0 in the third and just rest everybody, right?
That makes the clock go a lot faster, too. That would always be a good thing. That 45-0 is a good thing. I've had it on both sides, and both of them are kind of a painstaking on both ends. But now with the continuous clock, I'll take it even more.
We know about Caden. We know about the O-line, but tell me about your running backs and your wide receivers.
Love our running backs. We got Marcus back there. We got Cade Holland. Those are two quality football players right there. They play on both sides of the ball as well for us. We think, we're pretty big at tailback. Mark Rose is about 215, and Holland's 180 pounds and a great hockey player too. So, and he's interchangeable. He's a weapon that we're going to have to use a lot of. So I love that backfield because both of them are kind of in baseball, there's a 5-tool player. They're 3-tool backs. They can run, they can block, and they can catch balls. So we feel very good with those two running backs back there. And then at receiver, we got Chase McGurn back, who we're excited about. Yeah. You got Cade Schlepp, Carson Anderson, Coulter Petrie, Corbin Lucci, some guys that not all of them had varsity time, but there's about 4 of them got a lot of turns last year. So we're expecting we have high expectations of that crew. I actually like our receiver crew quite a bit this year.
You're a defensive guy. I know you love that defensive side of the ball. Tell me about that side.
That's the side that we kind of, we pride ourselves on here at Helena High. We always have. And, we got some guys returning that we feel are some of the best in the state, with Forrest out there and Mark just coming back, as well as the fact that we got Josh Goldman on the D-line as well. And then the back row is actually, I think, where our strong suit is. I looked at our corners with Chase McGurn coming back. You got a Coulter Petrie who started for us before as well, and Devin Lorenz at safety, and then you throw Carson Anderson at corner. We got a quality crew of guys back there. I think from a defense standpoint, the nice thing about it is we got some quality D linemen this year that we feel we're a little bit deeper than years past. That some guys who have stepped up as sophomores and as juniors who gained a lot of experience last year, and now they're ready to go in the varsity level. So I'm excited to see this defense on the field. I think it's going to be one of those things that, people are going to say, oh, we lost this guy and that guy. But I think the guys that we're putting in there are just as good as the guys we had last year, if not better.
Well, and that says a lot because you had pretty good defense the last few years, too. Scott Evans, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. You open up with Great Falls High on the road at Memorial. It's a beautiful stadium. We all love the place, the turf. Everything is great up there. But what do you expect out of the Bison? Because they're always an unknown, but last year they started getting better again under Coach Sampson.
They got some quality football players. They got probably one of the best athletes in the state in Reed Harrison. Yeah. They got Ryan Crea, who's a good football player, Zach Newton. There's some guys in that football team that, they're some of the top players in the state of Montana. And then to go along with the fact that they have a great coaching staff there with Coach Sampson running the show, we're expecting a battle. I think they're one of the top teams in the East, if not the state. So, I expect high things from the Bison. They look good in the scrimmage, and I think as we walk through the off season, they're kind of one of those teams that people are looking at as being an up and comer. But I don't really know if you're an up and comer when you made the playoffs last year and you've been knocking on a door with such good athletes. So we're expecting a hell of a battle down there. And I think every game we have is a game of the week. But I think from other people's perspective, this is going to be a big one.
Yeah, it's a big start right out of the chutes. It's there's no question about that. A couple final ones for you, but how do you see the Western AA this year? We know how good Sentinel was last year. Capital's even going to be good. Helena High, Glacier's always there. Butte too. This is how do you see the West?
I think it's I'd hate to say it's a transition, but I think there's some teams that are coming in. When we had added Butte into the mix, a couple of years ago into the conference, we were split into conferences in the 8 teams. The West just got better. I just think that right now there's a little bit of thing that I hate to throw out the word parity, but I think in the West this year you'll see a lot of good football teams. Hellgate's now got themselves on the blocks now where they're playing well every year, and they're a challenge, and Coach Morris got a good thing going there. The teams that I guess, your top dogs from Capital to Sentinel to Glacier and to us, I think those are the 4 you always have to look for in the West. But I think Hellgate's knocking on that door. And Butte right now, I would tell you, I think that they're kind of the hidden entity of the state right now, but they've got some talent down there, and they are going to be massive on the O-line and D-line, and they're going to move some people. So I think that's one of those teams that people better probably keep their eye on right away. And they got a new coach up in Flathead, and Coach Cummings, he's been in the program before, but I think he's going to have to do some building first and get his own identity on that program right away to try to get some things changed up there. But that'll be tough. Like I said, the West it's so fun because I look at this way. People always kind of naysay about certain teams over here, but a team like the Big Sky Eagles, you walk in and Coach Johnson and his staff, they're in for a battle. They got some tough football players. They may not have the same caliber kids as everyone else, but I'll tell you what, he coaches the hell out of them, and they walk in a game, and you got yourself a struggle every game with them. So I think there's just parity is a great way of saying it, but at the same point in time, I just think there's quality coaching and quality teams on this side of the state that they just do a good job of getting prepared.
Do you worry about the East aside from the non-conference games, or do you? You got to focus on the Western Conference games, but how much do you look at the East and plan out, or go from there? Like, okay, well, if this thing happens in the playoffs, or do you even worry about it and just take it game by game?
It's a game by game situation, Jason. We got so much to worry about it each day, But I'm not going to lie. We look through the season as you walk through their non-conference. Last year we didn't have non-conference, so you don't get to do that great comparison as they do. Years past when you play an East team, you kind of have a good idea of what you're going to face. And last year, you didn't know who was good and who was bad on the east side of the state because you couldn't judge the talent. So there was no ability. Now this year, I'll take our first conference games against Butte. Well, we're going to have a very good idea what Butte High is going to have because of their East opponents. They play Billings Senior the first game this Thursday, and then they play Great Falls High the second game. Well, we're vice versa. We got Great Falls High and the Senior the next game. So from a East side, that's going to help us out immensely because we know the caliber of teams those two teams are. So we'll get a pretty good matchup of what we think Butte's going to be. And then throughout the year, you're going to look over there and you're going to start sniffing. I'm not going to lie. I start sniffing right around mid-October, a little bit earlier October. I'm starting to look at the east side saying, oh, okay, this team's pretty dang salty. And we'll start looking at it from that standpoint. But it's usually not until you get right around game 5 or 6 that you start really peeking your head over there.
And, of course, there's the same dogs over there that the usuals, right? You've got West, you've got Senior, you've got Bozeman. Belgrade could be a dangerous team this year.
Yeah, and I just don't – our problem is like I said, I've told people I don't even know what the Gallatin Raptors uniforms look like. I couldn't pick them out of a crowd. There's teams over on that side of the state I don't see very often. We used to see the Rustlers every year, but now we don't. I don't remember the last time, we haven't played Skyview. I can't remember the last time we played Skyview. So, some of those teams I don't get enough to even know. We walk in all state, all conference meetings. I just trust their coaches that they're telling me they're good players because I really don't know.
Well, Skyview and Gallatin have kind of the same colors, I think. That the blue and grayish type thing.
Yeah, I just know that the Raptors are in there somewhere. So I just know the Gallatin Raptors. That's all I know. And it's funny because I have never seen their school before, so that's how far I've been. And we haven't been to Billings. I can't remember. So it's probably the state title game. Yeah. I think we played Billings Senior. So that's kind of how this whole conference thing is done for us. Is if you don't play them in a non-conference schedule, you don't know much about those guys.
Well, I think maybe the last time you played Skyview might have been 2013 playoff loss at home.
Yeah, it could have been. It was a while ago.
Or maybe
I know
the next year. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I know in this new regime with Coach Wall, I think the Leb Sox last 2 years we didn't play them. So I just said I haven't seen some of those guys for a long time. And Gallatin's not on our books for a while. And Belgrade, we had them 1 year. We had them Belgrade when the 2 years ago we had Belgrade on our schedule, and we played them in a huge rainstorm. But that's the only time we faced them. That was our first year in AA. So, it's the East you look at. I know right now that Coach Stanton down at Billings West, he's got a heck of a squad coming back. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna pay attention to some of those guys right there because he's got some of the potentially best athletes in the state on his squad this year, and they can do some serious damage to some teams. So they're going to have a tough one right on the gates of Sentinel. So that'll kind of be kind of those games that I'll look at from the standpoint of kind of seeing where everybody's at.
Yeah, that's a big first weekend game too. Holy cow, Sentinel and West. That's a state championship preview in some years.
Yeah, exactly. So you're getting two of the highest quality teams right out of the gates. I potentially look at that as a huge game, just like the Senior Butte game. I think the Senior Butte game is one of those games that, as a fan, I'm going to pay attention to that thing on Thursday night because that starts the season out right away, and it's in a situation where, number one, I think there's two top quality teams from the West and East.
All right, who wins the FCS title this year?
Well, let's see here. If I show favoritism, then I'm in trouble. See, that's where I got to get my guys recruited and things like that.
Well, well, yeah, that's true. Send them out to NDSU. Why not?
Yeah, I've got a son who's on the Grizzlies now, and I love the fact that he's played for the Grizzlies. It's a great thing, but I have great ties to MSU and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to lean to the west side of the mountains. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to go that route. At least
wow.
I don't know enough about MSU right now because when Choder left, I don't know much about the program down there. So,
hey, I got to ask you this: Were you on the team when Coach Beers said don't party in Dillon, and then so everybody went to like the Pony Bar?
Coach Beers was after me. I know Coach Beers very well. I was actually one of those players. I mean, we were just away from everything that would cause trouble and mayhem down there. We were, we actually probably were. They had to bring in some ruffians after us because we're kind of very sensible and laid back guys. All of us were.
Oh my God! I call bull on that. I talked to him in June, and that's my favorite story. Is he goes, you guys can't party in Dillon, so they all went everywhere else.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, there's enough places close by to Dillon, far away enough away from Dillon that no one knows. And that's the thing about that area down there. Southwest Montana has a lot of little haunts and little places to go to down there that are great places. And I always tell people when they come to Montana, don't forget about that part of the state. That's a great section of the state of Montana.
All right, so how often did you guys go to like Twin Bridges or Sheridan or Harrison?
We took our trips down there every once in a while. There's some great fishing down there too. We got to understand, heck. Fly fishermen, hunter.
You're so politically correct right now. I love it.
No, there's some good trips, and I had great rodeo friends and things like that. The Reynolds family outside Twin Bridges, so I used to go down there and muck around with those guys out there. So I had some good times over that area. That's like I said, that's some places in the state of Montana that you should get to just to see what small town Montana is about, because that's still one of the best locations around is right outside of Dillon there.
Yep.
You get over to Sheridan, Twin Bridges, those areas like that, and even Whitehall. You're talking about some quality areas of just the state of Montana and great people.
Yep, 100%. If you get a chance, go back and listen to my Coach Beers interview. It was fantastic. Back from June. But hey, have a great season. I look forward to chatting with you each and every week. Good luck to the Bengals this year. I'm going to stop in some point and get a helmet from you.
Sounds good.
I've got my West High helmet. Coach Stanton's the only high school coach so far to follow through. So, no, I've got Jefferson too.
Oh, okay. Well, Clint has a bigger budget than I do, and I know Stanton has a huge budget. You're talking about probably the richest two programs in the state of Montana. Jefferson County and Billings West. They're about comparison. I'm going to tell Coach Money that, too. I think, now I know you have a huge budget. You're giving away helmets like candy.
I don't know how old it is, but I'll take it.
Well, if it says Charlton on the back, you know how old that sucker is. I was going to tell you that right now.
Okay, I'll check. Hey, I look forward to chatting. Like I said, good luck on Friday night up there in the Electric City. Make some magic happen and have some fun.
All right, appreciate it, Jason. You take care, and as always, go Bengals.
That is Helena High Coach Scotty Evans. Man, he's so much fun to chat with. I love our weekly chats during the football season. So much fun. Bengals at Great Falls on Friday night. That'll be a good one. You can watch it on the NFHS network and listen to it on one of the Great Falls radio stations. It'll be pretty good. Let's see here. I know we're going to lose our Treasure State Radio audience, so we'll see you tomorrow at 4 as they leave at the top of the hour. So 8 seconds, 7, 6. See you tomorrow at 4 on Treasure State Radio. We'll talk to Ryan Norse, Western coach, Lizzie Klinker. Okay, they're gone. Okay. We'll continue. We have On This Day in History. I got a couple of other things in the walk-off to chat about, too. So let's get to On This Day. It is brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear. Yeah. And that includes whether it's one shirt, 100 shirts, whatever. We're going to get some new shirts coming up, Jason Walker Show shirts, too. Today is August the 25th. It is Park Service Founders Day. It is Whiskey Sour Day, Kiss and Makeup Day, Secondhand Wardrobe Day, and National Banana Split Day. 1904, champion James Jeffries gets a second-round technical knockout over Jack Monroe in San Francisco. Jeffries then retires after his 7th heavyweight boxing title defense. 1910, U.S. Open men's tennis. William Larned gets his 4th consecutive U.S. singles title. 1924, 3-2-1. 1924, Washington Senator pitcher Walter Johnson with his 2nd no-hitter. Today's a good day to pitch a no-hitter in the majors over the years. So that's 1. 1946, PGA championship Ben Hogan wins the first of his 9 majors. 1950, Sugar Ray Robinson with a KO to win the middleweight title. 1952, Detroit Tiger Virgil Trucks with his second no-hitter of the year. That's pretty good. But in 1967, Dean Chance of Minnesota got his second no-hitter of the month. That's pretty good, too. Arthur Ashe becomes the first African-American to win the U.S. Singles Championship in 1968 on this date. 1986, Mark McGwire hits his first Major League home run. 2019, at the Tour Championship, Rory McIlroy of Northern Ireland wins by 4 to win $15 million. And a year ago today, Chicago White Sox pitcher Lucas Giolito with a no-hitter. I think that's like 5 on this date that we know of. 4, 5. Happy birthday, Althea Gibson, born on this date in 1927. Lonis Wigger, born on this date in 1935, the competitive rifle shooter, Olympic gold 64, silver in 72, born on this date in Great Falls. And lived, what's that town between Great Falls, or Fort Benton and Big Sandy? Why can't I think of it? You know what I'm talking about. If you know, tweet it or message it. I can't read. Loma, that's it, Loma. 1819. Well, today's a good day for no-hitters, and also if you're Scottish to be born. Two great Scots. 1819, Alan Pinkerton was born in Glasgow, Scotland. The private detective, founder of the Chicago Detective Agency that helped track down and a lot of the outlaws and stuff, like Jesse James. 1930, Sir Sean Connery was born in Edinburgh, Scotland. He is old. Pusha galore. I can't do a Sean Connery, but that's the only thing I can say. 1931, Regis Philbin was born. He passed away a year ago. It is Billy Ray Cyrus's birthday, born on this date in 1961. A couple of deaths on this date, big ones. 2012, Neil Armstrong passed away at the age of 82. John McCain died on this date in 2018. On this day, brought to you by Big Sky Printwear. We print what you wear.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Okay. Speaking of, so this is cool. Yesterday we talked to Kaylee Chartier, who's heading off to Nationals for boxing. She's a 12-year-old stud. Won Montana, won regionals. Now she's off to win Nationals next week down in Kansas City. Her mom and Kaylee donated some shoes to the studio for a display only. Let's see, can we do, is it discount? Yeah. So we got some shoes from Kaylee. Those are her boxing shoes. And then, this is really cool. Check this out. See if I can, should I put this on? We've got one of her belts. How cool is that? Yeah, that is one of Kaylee's belts that she has won in her illustrious career. That is one of her, I don't know which one that is. It just says champion. So, really cool. We'll find a couple of awesome spots to display her shoes and the title belt. So that's pretty cool. Appreciate Chartiers for that. Let's see. We missed a birthday yesterday, and I had to go back to it. So, by the way, the walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Stop in for dinner tonight. 1981, yesterday, was the birthday of a Taiwanese singer and actor born in Taipei, Taiwan, which is soon to be taken over by China. But Zhiro Wang Dong Chen was born yesterday on its anniversary of his birthday, 1981. Wang Dong Cheng. Zhiro Wang Dong Cheng. Happy birthday. All right, we'll do this again tomorrow. 4 o'clock. Hey, thanks to Scott Evans for joining us. Ryan and Darcy Mapston as well. Tomorrow, Lizzie Klinker will join us. She's going to play basketball over in Germany. We're going to talk to her. Western coach Ryan Norse will join us as well. They got a big game against Carroll opening up the season on Saturday. Football's here, my friends. First high school football game is tomorrow night. JasonWalkerShow.com if you missed anything or want to rewatch anything. And tomorrow, a teaser. We're going to talk about, remember the baby that was on the album cover of Nirvana's Nevermind? We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Have a great day. Predictions tomorrow, too, our first of the year. See you back here at 4, Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.